Hi, Alan. Great to see you. How are you holding up this week? We should be heading off to Las Vegas, I think, probably today or tomorrow. We aren't, so it's great to see you.
All right, it's good to see you as well.
So I know we want to kind of roll through some of the products introductions because the Ikegami stand always has some really cool, given the Japanese heritage there of some of the, around 8K and HDR and 4K. So let's roll through some of those products. I mean, I guess obviously people love their cameras. So I think the UHL 43 is one of the top things on your list. So you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, the ULE 43, we did exhibit a prototype last year. So it's kind of one of those new again products this year. We showed the production. We had the intention to show the production version with some new accessories. Deliveries actually began in December of this product. It's a one-piece self-contained POV, box style if you'd like, 4K camera. It's using 3 native 4K images, 2/3 inch optical format, has essentially the same performance as our full-size portable camera, and we actually do have a hard full-size studio camera, if you remember those things,
right.
available in 4K as well. So those models are the UHK 430 and 435 respectively, the full-size cameras. The performance of the box camera is essentially identical. If you want to get into the fine details, I could mention that the full-size cameras have actually 444 processing for the RGB, and the box camera is scaled back to a 422 processing to allow it to fit in the small volume and maintain a respectably low power consumption.
Right.
For the camera.
We know that POV is a big form factor increasingly for sports production. So once things get back to normal, I know they're using them in golf courses, all the nooks and crannies in the stadiums and arenas. So there's a good need for that right now.
The emphasis most recently, and what we had planned to debut for NAB, was showing it as a portable camera, primarily for wireless applications, putting a shoulder pad under it, a 2-inch viewfinder on it, and a bracket, a battery bracket, if you will, to attach, sandwich both the wireless transmitter and the battery.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So now you also have a new interface for the BSX 100. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the BSX 100 is a new base station. I would categorize it as a successor to the current BS 98. A base station that we've had in the product line for a little while now, and we're very happy, actually, very satisfied, I guess, with the performance of the BS 98. It's a half rack with 3 RU height, kind of a traditional size, typically mounted side by side in pairs. Has a lightweight, about 20 pounds weight, can drive 2 kilometers of SMPTE cable powering the camera head from the base station, which is respectable given its size and form factor. The BSX 100 adopts and maintains all those features and has improvements in the area of better 4K support. The 98 only has quad link. It came out in the earliest days, I guess, of the 4K, and that was the transmission approach at the time.
Right.
The 100 will do quad link. It will also do 12G, and it will have an optional media over IP 2110 execution available as well, which is one of the trends that you're well aware of in sports and in general, as far as the cameras are concerned.
But it also has a 12 gig, which is good. Nice. So you got best of both worlds, whichever one you want. All right. It's great.
And it also will have the feature of supporting future 4K cameras, which we think is, well, future-proof is always important to customers. It's been a strong suit of our product line over the years. So we're listing it right now as working with our Unicam HD cameras, but there will be new 4K cameras coming along that it will work with as well.
Great. So as far as the, I know low light is obviously a big need, especially when you go to some of these golf courses where the sun can start setting, and they have to kind of get the most out of those cameras. So what's going on as far as low light cameras? I think the UHL F4000 is going to be available and or rolling out?
Yes, the UHL F4000 is a new product that new camera that we plan to debut at NAB. As often the case, it would have been hand carried by our engineers to the show.
Right.
So, I have yet to actually put my hands on the camera. It will be a successor to the HDL F4000, which is our current two-piece low light camera, specifically or very much targeted for the helicopter type application in the gimbal type situation. However, this newest one, the UHL F4000, will be 4K, but also it will be a fiber optic link for the first time between the optical block, or head if you prefer to call it that, and the CCU, which is really just a box, period. But with the fiber connection and a 10-kilometer distance capable, this really opens up a pretty wide spectrum of potential special applications where you need both a small form factor, high sensitivity, and a long distance over fiber.
Right. That's great. Excellent. So now it wouldn't be a stop by the virtual Ikegami booth without discussing some monitors. So I guess there's a new monitor for HDR is obviously a big thing out there. The big challenge, as you know, is always the cost of those monitors, especially if you want to put a bunch of them in a truck or something. What's going on in terms of monitor support? Right.
So we showed last year, of course, we've got the 4K models supporting HDR, and last year we introduced a license key for our 60 series, which are high-end LCD monitors, flat screen monitors. But what customers were also asking us for was really a low-cost monitor that would support HDR. So we have been able to introduce a model now, the ULE 217 HDR, under $1,000, with SDI and HDMI inputs and supporting HLG. Has about a 500 nits or candela per square meter maximum brightness. So it doesn't meet the full 1,000 nits, but I think that's pretty typical of the lower cost monitors to produce a good HDR image within their brightness capability. And this is a respectable brightness at 500 nits. It's a well-constructed, full 1920 by 1080, 3G type input, 21.5 inch, basically a VESA mounting. It can be rack mounted with a little bit of overlap, as is often the case with the larger LCD monitors these days.
Sure, that's great. So I guess, as far as just general trends, what have you been hearing in the marketplace? What kind of things were you looking forward to discussing in terms of trends at the show, if we were out there?
Well, I think we were still going with the media over IP as the number one trend to learn and demonstrate and get more involved in that. It is, certainly we're starting to deliver products now. And that's, I would say, is one of the key aspects that we were looking forward to this year.
Right. Excellent. Well, thanks for your time. Obviously, stay safe. Hopefully we'll see you at the latest at NAB New York, but hopefully before that, because otherwise we'll be super stir crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Thanks again.